Stop what you're doing and watch this video. This could not only help you, but really someone that you love and care about as well. Whether you're a performer or an artist, or if you know someone who is a performer or an artist who's been affected by the pandemic. I did a recent talk with my buddy Rich, who has a lot of information that could help you. Watch this short interview and you could help a lot of people. And share it with everyone you know. A lot of my friends are magicians, puppeteers, clowns, even some drag queens. Like, how will they know? Because do you have to formally have a business to do this, or can you just be an independent artist?
Yeah, that's a great question. You do not need an official business. I keep getting asked if you need to have a LLC. And no, if you earn side money, gig money, if you're self-employed, basically you're going to file Schedule C on your taxes, and that's the one form they're going to look for. So it's not an official business. It's independent contractors, sole proprietors. And when in doubt, I would say just apply, because I would hate for people to miss out on this money and this opportunity, especially because it's the second time around.
That's amazing. I'm so glad you made that video, because a lot of businesses do this kind of filling out of forms all the time. But these independent artists who've never really done this type of thing before, this is such a perfect guide for them.
Yeah, speaking of perfect guides, I'm gonna give you the short answer. But if you're somebody that's a little bit more visual, I did do a step-by-step video guiding you through this, and I also sort of typed up a blog post, so you can check that out on my website. But you sort of have to ask yourself if 30 minutes of your time is worth a few $1,000s, potentially tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's a question on everyone's mind right now. How much, Rich? How much can they get?
Let's say a guy like yourself, you have all your expenses, you have income coming in from all these different revenue streams. If you're a sole proprietor, you're self-employed with no employees, the maximum amount of money is just over $20,000.
$20,000? So that's the maximum. Wow. Is there a minimum for it as well?
That's the interesting part. So long as you show a little bit of profit on that Schedule C, and I have a free downloadable spreadsheet, and you can check that out if you want to help with the calculations. So long as you have profit there, you're entitled to something. But one thing I want to point out, this is round 2, so you can actually apply if this is your first time. But for those of you that heard about this before and have already applied, you can actually apply a second time as well.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, is there a specific way that they have to use this money once they get it?
I will tell you the best way to use the money, if, again, we're talking those independent contractors, sole proprietors, is as owner's compensation. This almost sounds too good to be true. They actually let you pay yourself. And once the money's in your bank account, you can use it however you normally would any other income. So again, if this is something that you think might help during these tough times, I would recommend applying.
Wow, that's really, what a great opportunity. Now, do they have to pay this back as well?
So I think that's the most attractive part of these PPP loans, is if you can sort of follow along with these confusing rules and you take the time to, understand them and use the money properly, it's going to be forgiven 100%. So it's not taxable income like unemployment. You don't have to pay it back. You don't have to pay any interest back. Essentially, it's as close to free money as it gets.
Wow, that's perfect. I know if I was going to be applying for it, that your video would be so helpful for me, because I don't even do my own taxes. I have someone do that. And so having a guide, a visual guide to be able to go through this is such a benefit. So if this interests you at all, if you want to help yourself out, if you've been hurting a lot this year as an artist or as an independent performer, make sure you click on the link down below and follow along with everything Rich says, and he's going to take care of you. Rich, what would you say to someone who's kind of hesitant about doing this? So you might think that this is not for them.
If you're on the fence, I would recommend checking out that free spreadsheet that I have. Essentially, it's you put one number in from your taxes here, and it tells you what possible loan you could get. And what does that take? 5 minutes. But then you'll know based on your numbers what you are entitled to if you want to kind of go down this path. And then I would encourage you to then go down the path. And again, if this is your second time around, take that walk a second time.
Also, that makes a lot of sense. So then they kind of get a sneak peek of what they would potentially get. And if it's not high enough, then maybe they can just, oh, you know what, it's not for me. Or if it's really high, they'll say, oh my gosh, I should have done this sooner.
Yeah, and there's that old saying, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. In my Facebook group, someone posted, hey, I only made a profit of about $6,000 last year. Do you think it's worth it to me to apply? And when we typed in his numbers, he was getting over $1,200. And so I just replied back, well, if a half hour of your time is worth $1,200, then I would apply. And so, to each their own. But yeah, let's find the number first and then make a decision.
That's such a great point, because I think a lot of people too who are performers and artists, they might think, oh, I don't make enough money to do this. So yeah, so that's a great recommendation. Everyone, even if you're not even thinking about doing this at all, at least fill out that information on the site to see what you would potentially get. And it might surprise you and you might just go along and do it. Is there anything else people should be thinking about?
Just a reminder that this is round 2. So if you are interested in applying for the first time, I know this might seem a little confusing. I really recommend diving into the video that I made or the blog post and going through the steps to apply. But for the lucky few that, got approved that first time, we're talking about essentially the same amount of money. So this is double that amount from the first time around too. So don't be shy about applying, even if it is your second time around.
That's perfect. So everyone, please definitely check out that link down below. I know if I was going to be doing it, following along with that visual guide, that's how I learn everything, is on YouTube. So thank you so much, Rich. And I think this is going to help a lot of people.
Adam, thanks so much for helping to spread the word.
I really think this information could help a lot of people. So make sure you share it with some friends and family that have their own business or, again, are artists or performers. And make sure to check out Rich's YouTube channel. He also posts a lot of great content on his Instagram and TikTok too. And there's something there for everybody. All right, guys. See you next time.